So today we're going to talk about Max Gerson, and we're going to be demolishing this myth that the Gerson therapy has built for him, that he was somehow this magnificent doctor, he was a pioneering visionary, and he was just ahead of his time and no one listened to him. That's complete crock, basically. And we're going to start right back at the beginning. Now, I'm sure at one point he was an alright doctor. However, at one point, for whatever reason, unfortunately lost to time by the looks of it. He started down the road of quackery and never looked back. And the first instance, even in his book, I'd like to point out, just to show you, even in his book, they talk about this. So even in his book, I'm going to put that there, they say that the whole Gerson therapy was done to try and provide a cure for tuberculosis. Now, at the time, when he was doing this, there was no cure for tuberculosis. And then a year later, a cure for tuberculosis was found and shown to be 100% effective. So, what's Mr. Gerson to do? He's still, from what we can see, he's still trying to say that his therapy was somehow better and more effective, even though, again, he didn't. And then he decided to do this so-called trial on cancer patients. Now, this story is not even provable, because they mention it again in the book, but they don't say which hospital it was at, what ward it was on. You know, anything important is somehow omitted when you think it will be actually kind of important, because there are even no records of this study being carried out. Now, what Max Gerson did was, apparently, he went to a cancer, somehow got a hospital to approve of doing his experimental treatment on cancer patients, and he somehow got them, essentially, all doing the Gerson therapy. And to begin with, he was disheartened because the therapy didn't work. However, it turned out, apparently, there was a nurse sneaking in cakes and beer, apparently, which somehow disrupted the test. And again, when this was found out and stopped, apparently all these patients magically got better, and that was it. But there was no paper written, there is no evidence from any hospitals, any experiments or tests like this was even carried out. Now, the real reason was, at the time, Gerson was literally, by the sounds of it, from what we can actually tell from actual real historical sources, he was on the chopping board to lose his medical license from all this nonsense and woo-woo he'd been carrying out. So he literally moved to the US. Not for any reason, as Charlotte Gerson will tell you, because he was being chased by the Nazis. Although, again, why the Nazis would be interested in a guy who was promoting quackery and a nonsense treatment, I don't know. But yeah, again, he went to the US, and even in the US, when he brought his treatment forward, they said, "What's this? It's not even up to the scientific standards we would demand." So basically, Dr. Gerson died a quack, and should always be remembered as a quack. He was not a great doctor, he was not this great visionary, and he never ever discovered a cure for cancer, nor did he discover the original meant to be cure that he was developing the Gerson therapy for, tuberculosis. He never discovered anything, and he should be remembered as a quack forever in history, and should be literally forgotten, essentially. So, there you go. That's essentially the truth about Max Gerson.